Welcome to my Oscar predictions video for July. Let's get started. For Best Picture, I have Sentimental Value at number 1. Then Marty Supreme, Wicked for Good, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Begonia, Hamnet, Jay Kelly, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, and Avatar Fire and Ash. Sentimental Value won the Grand Prix Prize at Cannes Film Festival. It got a lot of acclaim, and I have that at number 1 for Best Picture. Marty Supreme could be like a big contender. I could see that definitely happening. So I have that at number 2. Wicked for Good could be the same thing. And then Sinners, I have that at number 4 since it's like 3 or 4. I'm just putting it at 4 since I just put it at number 4. But I could see this maybe going either way. Maybe it could be like a Dune Part 2 where it does get a Best Picture nomination, but it doesn't get like a bunch of nominations. And then, or this could be like Mad Max Fury Road, Everything Everywhere All at Once, where the movie came out like around like January, like around like March or April, like earlier in the year, but still manages to get a lot of Oscar nominations and is a front runner, and like the top 5 front runner. And then I have that at number 4. Then One Battle After Another. It's Paul Thomas Anderson, and most of the time, his also 90% of the time, 85% of the time, 85%, 90% of the time, his films get into Best Picture. Then Begonia, Hamnet, Hamnet, like kind of compete with each other, both focus features movies. Begonia I have at number 6 since I saw the trailer. The movie looks great, and all. And Yorgos Lanthimos is one of my favorite directors. It doesn't look like it might be too weird for the Oscars, but that's the reason I have it at number 6. Hamnet I can see that definitely being a Best Picture contender. Jay Kelly is another movie. Begonia is the one. The trailer made it feel like it was going to be really weird. Not in a bad way at all, but not very Oscar bait. Like his other films, like Poor Things, The Favorite. But it kind of has like kinds of kindness feel to it, which I thought was a good movie. I enjoyed that movie a lot. It was an 8 out of 10. And then Hamnet is another movie that looks like a Best Picture contender. Then Jay Kelly, that looks like also another Best Picture contender. It's Noah Baumbach. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, and then Avatar Fire and Ash. I can definitely see him get a Best Picture nomination. It was just an accident. It won the Palme d'Or at Cannes this year. Maybe it could pop up in the top 10 for Best Picture, but I have that at number 11. After the Hunt, also it could be the same thing. The last time Luca Guadagnino got his film nominated for Best Picture was for Call Me By Your Name, so maybe he could go back to the Oscars for this movie. Had also, this one's Orion, and Orion usually gets one of their films Best Picture nomination, so I have had number 13. Rental Family could be the same thing. House of Dynamite, The Ballad of Small Player, Ella McKay, Ann Lee, all those 4 competing for Best Picture. No Other Choice, In the Hand of Dante and Frankenstein, maybe not. We'll see, but Frankenstein looks like more of a tech player. Best Director, I have Joachim Trier, Sentimental Value, and then Ryan Coogler, Sinners, Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme, John M. Chu, Wicked for Good, and Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Also, I forgot to mention the Smashing Machine. Maybe it could be Oscar contender, maybe not, but uh, I think it's just gonna be makeup and Dwayne Johnson, and maybe Emily Blunt, and then uh, yeah, Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme, John M. Chu, Wicked for Good, and Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Joachim Trier could maybe pull Sean Baker, Nora, where where the movie's like more of a writing contender than a directing contender, but maybe Joachim Trier could win for Sentimental Value for director. Then I have Ryan Coogler, Sinners. Maybe that could happen. Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme. John M. Chu, Wicked for Good. John M. Chu won the Critics' Choice for the first Wicked movie. Maybe he could get Best Director nomination for this movie. And then Paul Thomas Anderson usually gets in the Oscars for director. I think the only time he got a director nomination for one of his films was Phantom Thread, There Will Be Blood, and Licorice Pizza. So maybe I could see it for One Battle After Another. Then Yorgos Lanthimos, Begonia, maybe. I think it will probably happen, but we'll see. Noah Baumbach, Jake Kelly, Chloe Zhao, Hamnet, James Cameron, Avatar: Fire and Ash, Jafar Panini, It Was Just an Accident, Nia DaCosta, Hedda, Catherine Bigelow, House of Dynamite, Mona Fastfold, Ann Lee, and Harkari, Rental Family. Also, speaking of Ann Lee, they changed it. It's a new title for Ann Lee. I think it's like The Testament of Ann Lee instead of Ann Lee. Best Actor, I have Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme still. I have him at number 1 still. And then Jeremy Allen White, Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. Jesse Plemons, Begonia. George Clooney, Jake Kelly, and Daniel Day-Lewis, Anemone. I could, so those are like the top 5 I have to get in for Best Actor. And then Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another. The last time he got an Oscar nomination for Best Actor was for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And he ended up, he got snubbed for Best Actor for Killers of the Flower Moon. And then maybe he'll get in for One Battle After Another. Could go either way. Then Dwayne Johnson, The Smashing Machine. Maybe that could happen. Colin Farrell, The Ballad of a Small Player. Wagner Moura, The Secret Agent. He won Best Actor at Cannes for this movie. William Dafoe, Late Fame, maybe could happen. Brendan Fraser, Rental Family. And then Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. Best Actress, I have Renate Reinsve, Sentimental Value. I can see her winning for Best Actress for this movie. And then Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good, maybe could happen for winning Best Actress. And then Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Emma Stone, Begonia, and Julia Roberts, Safford the Hunt. Then I have Sydney Sweeney for the Christy Martin biopic. That one, maybe it could be like an I, Tonya situation where she gets tons of acclaim, and also it's a sports movie, which is premiering at TIFF, and I'm kind of comparing to I, Tonya. Might be an odd comparison, but that's what popped in my head. And then Amanda Seyfried, Ann Lee, Jennifer Lawrence, Dying My Love. Jennifer Lawrence got a lot of acclaim for her performance in that movie. Amy Adams, At the Sea, maybe could happen, and Tessa Thompson Hedda. Maybe she could move up the list later in the year, but maybe it could happen. Best supporting actor, I have Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly. It's either him or Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Adam Sandler getting his first Oscar nomination would be so cool. And also Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. He's also the front runner. And then Andrew Garfield, After the Hunt. Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. Jeremy Strong, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. And then those are my top five. And then Paul Mescal, Hamnet, Delroy Lindo, Sinners. Maybe it could happen, maybe not. We'll see what. Maybe it could be just like Critics' Choice. Jonathan Bailey, Wicked for Good. Woody Harrelson, Ella McKay. Ben Foster, Untitled, Christy Martin biopic. Miles Catan, Sinners. Christopher Alba, Ann Lee, Louis Pullman, Ann Lee, and Idris Elba, a house full of dynamite. Best supporting actress, I have Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good, and then Elle Fanning, Sentimental Value, Gwyneth Paltrow, Marty Supreme, Inga Ipsader Elias, Sentimental Value, if I'm pronouncing her name right. Aola Debris, After the Hunt. Ariana Grande, I could see winning for Wicked for Good, and Elle Fanning could be like the runner-up for supporting actress. And then Laura Dern, Jay Kelly, Jennifer Lopez, Kiss the Spider Woman, Glenn Close, Wake Up Dead Man, Fala Chan, The Ballad of a Small Player, Thomasin McKenzie and Lee, Jamie Lee Curtis, Ella McKay, Rebecca Ferguson, House of Dynamite, Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine, Greta Lee, Late Fame. Best Original Screenplay, I have Sentimental Value, winning screenplay. Then One Battle After Another, Sinners, Jay Kelly, Marty Supreme. Either Sentimental Value or One Battle After Another are probably going to win original screenplay. I have One Battle After Another original screenplay. I think I mentioned in my previous predictions video, because it's like very loosely based on a novel, so or something like that. And then the rest of them I have are After the Hunt, Rental Family, It Was Just an Accident, Ella McKay, a House of Dynamite, Sorry Baby. Best adapted screenplay, I have Begonia, Hamnet, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, The Ballad of a Small Player, Wake Up Dead Man. So those are my top five, and the others I have are Wicked for Good, No Other Choice, Late Fame, and The Life of Chuck. I forgot to put in best cinematography, so I have so my picks are Marty Supreme, Sinners, Begonia, Frankenstein, and One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another shot in VistaVision, so like cinematography contender. And then the rest of the list I have are After the Hunt, Hamnet, Ann Lee, Nouvelle Vague, and Train Dreams. Best editing, I have Marty Supreme, since it seems like a very editing movie. And then I have One Battle After Another, Sinners, Wicked for Good, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. The rest of the list of Sentimental Value, After the Hunt, Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Rental Family, Ann Lee, and House of Dynamite. House of Dynamite seems very much like an editing movie, so I can see that maybe definitely happening. If it's like if the movie gets into Best Picture, so I can see that definitely happening. Best production design, I have Wicked for Good. I can see this definitely winning. Then I have Frankenstein, Avatar, Fire and Ash, Hamnet, Sinners. And Frankenstein, Del Toro's movies usually get production design. Like Shape of Water got production design nomination, and one production design. And Nightmare Alley got production design Oscar nomination. And then then I have
Marty Supreme, Ann Lee, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and In the Hand of Dante. Best costume design, Wicked for Good. I have Wicked for Good at number one, then Sinners, then Hamnet, then Ann Lee, then Marty Supreme. Wicked for Good, I can see winning costume design. And then the rest, I have Frankenstein, Kiss of the Spider Woman, In the Hand of Dante. Not a lot, but best makeup and hairstyling, I have Wicked for Good, Frankenstein, The Smashing Machine, In the Hand of Dante, and Hedda. Uh, then, because Wicked for Good, I can see mostly winning makeup. And then Marty Supreme, 28 Years Later, and Lee, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and Sinners. Best casting, I have Wicked for Good since like the cast were praised for the first movie, so maybe it could happen for this. Then Marty Supreme, then Sinners, and After the Hunt, then Wake Up Dead Man. All those five I'm predicting. The rest of the list, I have Begonia, Rental Family, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Ann Lee, Jay Kelly, and Ella McKay.
Best sound, I have Wicked for Good winning best sound. Then F1, Sinners, Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. The first two Avatar movies got a sound nomination. Avatar got sound editing and sound mixing nomination, and Avatar: The Way of Water got sound a nomination. And then the rest of the and then Sinners, F1 and Wicked for Good are like the top three contenders. And then Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere music movie. Usually, like the music movies usually get into the sound categories. And then I have the rest of the list I have is The Running Man, One Battle After Another, Warfare, Ann Lee, Marty Supreme, and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Warfare could go either way, where might make the short list or not. Maybe it could be like Civil War, where it doesn't make the short list for sound and doesn't get a sound nomination. Despite, in my opinion, the sound work is amazing. Then the rest of the list, I have The Running Man, One Battle After Another, Warfare, Ann Lee, Marty Supreme, and Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The Running Man maybe could make the short list, maybe not. Just threw it in there. One Battle After Another could be a sound contender since it's kind of an action movie. And then Warfare could go either way. Warfare could end up being like Civil War, where it doesn't get a sound nomination. Despite, in my opinion, the sound work is amazing. Ann Lee, musical, Marty Supreme, sports movie, ping pong. Like it sounds like kind of like a sound contender, sort of. Then Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. The last Mission Impossible movie got a sound nomination. So visual effects, I have Avatar: Fire and Ash, Wicked for Good, The Fantastic Four: First Steps, Tron Ares, Frankenstein. Avatar: Fire and Ash is definitely winning visual effects, and Wicked for Good is definitely getting nominated. Fantastic Four: First Steps, I think that's the Marvel movie I'm putting in for visual effects. And Tron Ares, I just put in a list since the visual effects, in my opinion, look dope. And then Frankenstein, I have that on my list. And the rest of the list I have are Jurassic World: Rebirth, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Superman, F1, How to Train Your Dragon, Mickey 17, Thunderbolts, Captain America: Brave New World, and The Running Man. Best original score, I have Sinners at number one. The score for that movie is amazing. And then I have Begonia, Hamnet, Jay Kelly, and One Battle After Another. Jay Kelly and One Battle After Another are definitely getting in. Begonia, Hamnet, maybe. I just put Sinners, Begonia, Hamnet, Jay Kelly, and One Battle After Another in my top five. Then the rest of the list I have is Frankenstein. The rest of the movies I have on that list, are Frankenstein, A House of Dynamite, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, After the Hunt, The Ballad of Small Player, Rental Family, and Wicked for Good. Best Animated Feature, I have Niza 2, The Magnificent Life of Marcel Pagnol, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Zootopia 2, and The Bad Guys 2. Niza 2, it did really well at the box office. I think it broke records. And then, because I didn't know what to put at number 1, so I just put Niza 2 in. So I have that. And then Zootopia 2, I can see that winning animated feature if the movie's really good. And then The Bad Guys 2, just threw in there. The first Bad Guys movie didn't get animated feature nomination, but I just threw in The Bad Guys 2 for best animated feature, top 5. Then I have Elio, Scarlet, The Twits, In Your Dreams, and Death Does Not Exist. Elio could be a contender. It could go either way. Scarlet would be a cool one to be in the animated feature contenders. An animated action movie. Anime action movie, I meant. And then Death Does Not Exist. The premise of this movie sounds interesting. I just looked up what the movie was about, so maybe I could see it being a contender.
Best international feature, I have Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, Nouvelle Vague, and The President's Cake. And the rest of the list I have are Surat, Sound of Falling, and Renoir, if I'm pronouncing that right.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my reviews of Jurassic World Rebirth, and I'll see you later.